Hi everyone, I'm Beanduck. This video is the first of many art videos I plan to do to achieve one of the many things on my bucket list. I'll give you a better rundown in a separate video, but with Artfight being a limited time event, I ended up finishing this video first. I want things to happen naturally, so I won't be giving you the details just yet, but when they happen, you'll know. To make things extra fun this year, I got a sketchbook just for Artfight. Now you might be able to see I've kind of penciled out the logo for Artfight. I'm going to paint that on today, and then to keep track, because I don't think I'll get all the pages filled this Artfight, and I'm only using this book for Artfight, so to keep track of what drawings are from what year, I've also penciled out a cover page here, inspired by the official badge for the event. Have to credit the artist here with the art that it's originally based off of. But to start with, I'm going to paint this cover, and while I do that, I'm going to tell you about my experience with Artfight. This is my first Artfight since 2019, and I'm more excited this time than I was back then. Drawing used to feel like a fight itself. I kept picking up a pencil because I wanted to draw something that felt like mine, to tell stories through my art, even when the act of drawing felt a bit like math homework. But recently I've started to enjoy sketching, but it's still hard for a number of reasons. The truth is, it's gotten a lot harder to find good reference. A lot of my usual inspiration sources have been flooded with AI-generated content that I don't want to use and honestly don't really trust. And with the infinite possibilities of making something new without much experience, it was just as overwhelming as it was exciting. So I decided to take a different approach. I wanted to draw someone else's character instead. That way all the hard decisions are made for me, and I can just practice on drawing characters and focus on having fun. I wanted to turn this practice into kind of a love letter to other artists. And that's where Artfight comes in. So, well, they might not look as good close up, but maybe it looks better. So this is my Artfight sketchbook now. Once that dries, I can color the cover page, then we can start working on that mass attack. As you've probably heard by now, Artfight is a art trading game on artfight.net. You can submit characters up to 100, and other people have their characters on there as well. What you do is you draw someone else's character, and you're given an amount of points based on the type of art you've done to represent that character. Then that person can respond to your attack in order to return the fire. They'll draw one of your characters. Now there's a system of points given based on how you draw the characters, if you draw someone on your own team, or the other team, and if you return the revenge. This is all to incentivize the trading aspect, but it's definitely something I've always enjoyed. For the first year, I had 3 characters. They were just digitizations of old art that I had. I didn't have time to redraw them for the event, but the 3 characters were Sindel and Ethan, a pair of dreamwalkers from a story, and Samurai Cat. What made Artfight so special wasn't the work I did, it was the work others shared with me. I got this one piece back in 2019 from the artist Drawbunii on Artfight. She did an amazing job, and it brings me an immense amount of joy every time I see this. My goal for this year is to create artwork pieces for other artists that brings them as much joy as this has brought me. This year I was really inspired by creators like PhenixMasked, whose Artfight content reminds me how fun this whole experience can be. In fact, it was their stream showing off other people's profiles that got me started. I wanted to go in and make a more unique and fun and personal profile for my Artfight account. Alright, so here's my profile. I liked the idea of the under construction or placeholder image. This has been here since I started working on my profile, I think back in April, when I saw that stream. I've then broken down each section with its own Beanduck header I've got the intro, a game plan describing how I plan to participate in Artfight this year, the disclaimer about how quickly I can respond to attacks due to my photophobia, our global permissions section, and fittingly, our caveman Beanduck here for Team Fossils, telling you what exactly a Beanduck is. I'm opening it up for people to add one to their attacks, and so I thought it'd be fun to kind of give a brief explanation. Alright, now that I've showed you the profile, let's go ahead and take a look at the characters. Alright, let's take a look at my characters for 2025. Now I've got 4 characters here. The Samurai Cat and Ethan from 2019 are sitting this round out, so Sindel is the only one returning from 2019. Now I have the characters kind of sectioned out into 2 different stories. You can kind of tell these backgrounds match. These 2 characters are for one story and these 2 are for another. And let me kind of show you a little more closely these characters. So I've got Sindel here, as I said before. Now I have changed the way her name is spelled for this year. I've also added this reference sheet as well as the reference sheet for how her weapon forms when she's defending herself. Now I've included some lore tidbits and basic character information, and you're welcome to read over that and use it for inspiration if you like, or you can just ignore it completely. Artfight's kind of the non-canon thing for me. It's just a way for us to, or a way for me to kind of see characters in a way I normally wouldn't, and that can serve as inspiration for their story. So I can give you kind of a brief explanation of Sindel. Sindel is a character who has joined a group of people called Dreamwalkers. Now these Dreamwalkers are people who, while they're sleeping, go and rescue lost souls who are trapped in artificial afterlives. Now these afterlives are crafted by people and also by this strange alien group. Now Sindel's friend and grandfather were taken, and she's seeking to get them back, but she can't do that alone. So the newest character in our lineup is Hammerstorm. Now, he never shares his name, so he's ever only known by his call sign. And he's kind of more of a rogue character, but he's working with Sindel because they both have people that were taken by this alien force. And they're hoping to find them and rescue them. And that is one story. The other story focuses on an alien ship that may or may not be the same alien force that crashed in and shattered. It crashed into a planet and shattered it. Now these 2 characters are Juniper, who's kind of the expedition lead into this ship, and to help her survive this ship and the evils within it, she's had cybernetics added, which she isn't too fond of, and she likes to hide when she can, but these cybernetics change color based on what they're doing, whether they're filtering out poisons or helping her see in the dark, or something like that. And to help her, she has a companion robot or cyborg called Charleston. Now he doesn't actually remember his name, but the C10 designation of the unit he's piloting has him going by Charleston, and he's outfitted, instead of cybernetics, with a few built-in tools to help him protect those exploring the ship. Again, there's more information here, not so much for these characters in this story as for Sindel and Hammerstorm, but it is to serve as reference to inspire you, if you'd like. Okay, well, now that that's done, let's take a look back at the page. Alright, I hope to see you over on Artfight, and if you're interested in following either of the creators I mentioned in this video, I'll link their Blue Sky pages in the description below. They both definitely deserve your love, and they're amazing creators, so go ahead and give them a follow. That's it for the video. Now grab your pencils, start your playlists, and go Team Fossils!